Come back to yourself. Come home to yourself. Finding that peace within yourself. Welcome to the Essence of True Self podcast, where we affirm I am the son of my creation. Here I focus on mindfulness, limiting belief, self-care, spirituality, and overall becoming your true self. I'm your host, Oriana, a book, tea, and self-development lover. I give you tips and tricks of what I learned on my self-development journey so you can apply to yours. If you're interested, keep listening. Hey, welcome back to the Essence of True Self podcast, and I'm your host, Oriana. And I hope your week, your day, your evening is going pretty well. If not, of course, I'm sending you love and light in this time. And if you don't know already, I do readings, mediumship coaching, mentorship, and then I also have a shadow book e-guide for free if you just sign up for my email list below. And if you want to jumpstart your shadow work journey, I do also have an e-journal for you to try out if you're interested in that. So all that will be in the description below. So feel free to check that out. All my information and good stuff that you want to check on other platforms, check me out below. And yeah, before we get into anything, we're going to do some breathing and saying our affirmations. Let's get into it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And now we're going to get into the affirmations. I am the son of my creation. I am the son of my creation. I am the son of my creation. I hope that grounds you and sending you into this present moment and being open and receptive to the messages I have for you today. And as you can tell by the title, make time for yourself. And I speak so highly of this because we always forget about ourselves when life be lifing. And I am a prime example of this in diving more into my creativity and hobbies. But I do this and I'm starting my business and it takes up a lot of time and I forget to pour back into myself and love myself and show up for myself. And we always have this tendency of like, I don't have enough time in a day, but make time. You can make time for so many different things, but you cannot make time for yourself. That shows how much you really care about yourself, how much you really show up for yourself, how much you care to really pour back into yourself. We give our time to so many different things that don't even serve us in our highest good. The things that we spend our time like scrolling on social media. Things that doesn't fulfill us, really heal us, really open ourselves up to being ourselves. How do you find true fulfillment if you don't even make time for yourself? How do you actually follow your purpose and your destiny without making time for yourself? How do you get clarity, wisdom, and understanding without making time for yourself, holding space for yourself? And you know what really inspired this episode? Because I was reading this book called Rest is Resistance. And you can get on Libby audiobook and it's so good. It gave me a different perspective of like this hustle culture and capitalism on life and how that really shape and being programmed into our subconscious to be on the go all the time and not making time for ourselves to really show up for ourselves in the best ways that we can by holding space and taking naps and finding peace within I think I'm gonna put the book below so I could check it out. It's really good, especially if you're a POC. It give you a different perspective of how capitalism was built on the backs of black people. If you know, you know, and how it really control our life when we never make time for ourselves. And that really put things in perspective of me of like, how can I really pour back into myself? And now I have so much time on my hands. I have so much time on my hands. I think I'm gonna do a different video about that. But now I have this clean slate to really show up for myself, love myself, make time for myself, and really allow myself to build the life that I want. And reshaping that belief and idea that things have to be one way or another. But really, I just need to make a structure and a strategy of how I want to approach this new clean slate in my life, and making that time for myself and being okay. I'm like, this is what I need in this time, and allow me to act on it right then and there and not push pause on it. And I was talking to my friend about this, and we was like, we put things off and then we don't feel up to it again later because we put it off in that very moment because we know we needed to do it in that moment. And in this case, it's like making time for yourself. You want to do your hobbies. You want to be creative. You want to do a spa day, put masks on your face and stuff. But you think about you have to do all these other things. But Spirit is asking you to be present right now. Be present in stillness within yourself. And great way to really be in the present is meditating and being in stillness with yourself to observe the thoughts and the patterns that's coming up for you. Because that's what I'm learning in this time, to re-ground myself, recenter myself, and asking myself, what do I really want in this time? And how do I want to make an impact and then grow my community with ease? How can I show up in a way that does not relying on my past? How can I show up in a way that allow me to be my authenticity? And the only way for me to do that is making time for myself and seeing myself and holding space for myself. Because we depends on other people to give that space to us, but we have the power to give it to ourselves. We have so much power to give it to ourselves, but it's time to do that now. Make time. Make time for things you're really passionate about. Make time for you to be yourself. We make time for other people all the time, and we stop ourselves from actually elevating and growing within ourselves. By making time is doing things little by little and being comfortable of doing stuff for yourself. I noticed a lot of time when I first started my journey, and when I finally came into the awareness, I had a hard time of receiving things, allowing people to do things for me. And it felt very uncomfortable for me. And that really put things in perspective, like, how do I expect myself to grow if I'm not willing to receive things into my life? How can I make time to really be myself when I don't even allow myself to receive, allow other people to do things for me so I can make time for myself, so I can make peace with myself, so I can love myself? It's so easy to be caught up into what going on in the world, what's going on in other people's life, but what is going on in your life? What are you doing to really elevate your life? What is stopping you in this time to really make time for yourself? Because the only way you make time for yourself, the better you can show up in the world for others and yourself. The way you can learn yourself and know what boundaries work for you, what time work for you, what days work for you. You have to make that time. And I really had to come back into that realization that I was ready to give up my time for other people easily. But this time is asking me to really set that boundary and be clear with myself of what do I really want. But reminding myself that self-care Sunday is my day. I can't keep giving it up to people. And I slipped a little bit, but I caught myself. As long as you catch yourself in the moment of like, self-care Sunday is a day for me to pour back in myself and not, be on hands and feet for others when they call on to me, and being okay with be like, okay, I don't need to be there for people. And people take that the wrong way. They don't understand, and they're not willing to understand where you're coming from. Find you some people who will understand. And I feel like as an adult, you you just have to respect other people's time. You always have to schedule time to hang out with your friends, and making time for others. But making time for yourself is like necessity, because sometimes we're not even listening to what other people going on in your life, in their life, when we so busy worried about what's going on in our life, and we're like, what the heck is going on? Like, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do that. And come back to stillness. Come back to being with yourself. Finding clarity with yourself. Being okay with the uncertainty of things and finding the clarity and stillness. And I always forget that when I am feeling all over the place and not sure what to do, I either need to write it down or go back into stillness and observe the thoughts that's coming up for me. What is life teaching me in its very moment? What am I not paying attention to? What am I saying subconsciously to somebody else that I wish I could say to myself? A lot of times we go through life passively and not actively. Passively going on autopilot and being something that we're not. And when we need to be active into our life and actually pursue something that we really want to be. It's easy to be something you're not, but it's hard to be something that you're trying to keep up a facade for. But it's so much easier just to be yourself. And it can be so painful and hard at first because you're so used to hiding that version of yourself from people. But once you get used to ripping that mask off and just being and being comfortable in your energy, you don't have to lie to yourself anymore. You don't have to lie to others. You don't have to keep up a facade anymore. You can just be you. And that's what making time for yourself makes it so powerful, profound, cleansing, healing, and overall gaining wisdom and clarity from this situation. Come back to yourself. Come home to yourself. Finding that peace within yourself. And being okay with that. Make time. Make time for your elevation, evolution, for your change, for your habit changing. Being more aware of what you're doing in your life. Stop going through life passively and start living actively. Start really showing up for yourself that you wish others would show up for you. Because we always hold time for others, but we never hold time for ourselves. And I just wanted to make this video to give you a reminder of that. And I know I needed that when I say this to other people. And it's just reminding myself that awareness is key to really propel your life forward. And the only time you can make awareness is really making time for yourself. But yeah, if you want more time for yourself and hanging out with a like-minded community, I am doing TikTok live on October 11th. It's gonna be the day after I publish this video. So if you make it, you make it. If you don't, you don't. Just know I will have other opportunities to go live on TikTok for share with like-minded individuals to be creative and have hobbies, and getting a creative community together to find like-minded individuals to really propel our life forward and making time for each other. And of course, I'm going to answer questions on there. And then besides doing that live, I do go live frequently on TikTok to do readings and just giving spiritual advice and just vibing and hanging out with you guys to build a community. If you want that type of vibe, come over there on TikTok and check your girl out. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, all I have for you today. Let me know how you feel about this episode. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, or share it with somebody who might need to hear this. If you listen to this in YouTube form, if you listen to podcast form, rate, comment, and subscribe, and share it with somebody who might need to hear this. And just know that it takes time to really show up for yourself. So be patient, be calm, be compassionate with yourself. Every emotion and thought passes. It don't have to last forever. When we attach ourselves to emotions and thoughts, that's when things make it harder for us. Allow it to pass. Just know that if this video didn't resonate with you or it kind of triggered you, just go inwards and ask yourself why. And if it didn't resonate with you, understand, just follow what your intuition is saying, but always expand your mind, look up new information, read, watch YouTube videos of things that you want to learn about, and take what resonate and what doesn't. But that's all I have for you today, family. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you so much. Until next time, family.